All right, welcome back, everyone. We are doing another challenge recap, and with me today is Charley Pangus. You may have seen him. We've been doing some amazing collaborations with him. He's been doing amazing videos displaying Kittl on his YouTube. So definitely go subscribe to him. Check him out. All that stuff's down in the description for you to check out. So definitely read that. Go follow him. Follow him on Kittl as well. But today we're going to look at those top 3 winners for this challenge, which we had a coffee merch challenge. And we're going to look at those top 3 and maybe talk about why they make good merchandise, maybe why they make good t-shirts or tote bags or beanies or whatever. And then we're going to pick a special winner. So make sure you keep watching because you could see your design and you could see yourself winning 6 months pro subscription. So Charley, why don't you talk a little bit about what you were looking for in this competition, and then we'll dive in.
Yeah, I mean, I was looking for just creativity, man. Like just seeing, when I go to buy coffee, like a coffee bag or whatever, what would I want to see on that? And there's so many good ones. That's the thing. It was really hard to pick any winner because there were so many good ones. But I mean, anytime you use a skull, you win my heart over. So
Yeah.
automatically, that's what I was looking for. But I was just looking for creativity because it's so easy to make a generic coffee bag logo, style label or whatever, and merch as well. So I wanted to see something that I would wear personally on a shirt.
Yeah, for sure. And I mean, I feel like doing like you mentioned the skull, like doing things with skulls, I think sometimes can be a little bit edgy, but it's
Yeah.
it's really cool though because the whole kind of death by coffee, or like, you know what I mean, that kind of whole movement where it's like give me coffee or give me death is like a very niched thing that people that are
Right.
intense about coffee want to see, right? I think there
Yeah.
is even a couple brands where it's like, actually don't remember the name, but the symbol is a skull and it's like so much caffeine in this one coffee or something, it'll like kill you.
Right.
Like,
Oh yeah. Yeah. I've seen
yeah.
that brand before.
Yeah, I think I've had it like once, and I mean, like my heart was just like doof 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 doof
See,
doof.
I
So
stay
like,
away from it because I'm scared of it. Like I
yeah,
already drink enough coffee, so I
yeah,
feel like that's
no,
gonna put me overboard.
stay away from it. Yeah, don't do that. Sweet. Well, this was a really cool challenge, and I liked seeing all of the variability in it. Like people were doing things like some of these I know are templates that people were starting with and like adapting it to coffee merchandise, which is really cool. Things that you were, might have been for like a barber shop or anything else. They were transferring it to be about coffee, which was cool to see. But with these top 3, so here are our top 3 winners. And I thought it'd be cool to talk about why these make good coffee merch designs. So let's just start with this third one. And Charley, like what sticks out to you about this one? Like why do you think it made the 3rd place? Besides the fact that it got, voted, maybe they had lots of friends,
Right.
whatever, but like
Right.
just generally, yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Besides the votes, I like that you mentioned that. Yeah, it's really like the votes are obviously important, but the
Right.
design itself is, it goes back to the creativity and being unique. And this is such a unique. If you go through all the submissions, you don't see anything like this. This is such an original, like unique design
Yeah.
and a unique approach to it too. Like you don't see a lot of superhero coffee shops, right?
No, not at
So
all. Or orange,
yeah,
really.
exactly. The orange really pops with the darker tone. It's got great contrast. It's got simplicity, but there's something comic book esque about it that I love. I'm a huge comic book fan myself. I love Marvel superhero, any superhero movie I love. So when I saw this one, I was instantly a fan of it just because I love superhero movies and I love coffee. You combine both of those and you got a
Yeah.
recipe for success.
Yeah,
Yeah, so I'd wear that on a shirt. I love it. I would rock
absolutely.
it. And there's something kind of old school about it. It's got like an older look to it. It's retro.
It's very retro, that kinda
Yeah,
grain. They've used that texture effect in Kittl to get that kinda grain, right? That,
yeah,
it looks very kind of like, retro supply codes, like little,
right.
almost like the dots, the halftones and things like that.
Exactly. It's
Um,
yeah, and if you get really close to it too, yeah, it's got some unique texture there that's going on. It's not just orange. It's got a lot going on there. But besides
yeah.
that, I just love the vector aspect of it. Yeah, I mean, overall, it's a cool design. So I think that
Yeah.
deserves third place for sure.
Yeah, absolutely. I think what you said, like that sticks out to me is like there was really not a ton else like this, despite the color, which a lot of times with coffee brands, coffee packaging is going to be pretty dark, right? Brown, black. Maybe somebody will go crazy with a bold and do like a yellow with like black type or something if they want it to stand out on the shelf, or like, Starbucks will do green or something. But like this bright orange, which is the color of the hero, basically, if you like are thinking about color theory or whatever,
Right.
really does capture your attention amongst this like tan in the background. And I like the slogan, caffeine. I think it might need a little tweaking. I think it needs like caffeine that will punch your day. But
Yeah,
despite
definitely.
despite that, I understand like the theory here is that it's so much caffeine that it's gonna like punch your day. And then I love the bean in the like call out stars there. Like the bean is in the middle of the like what, like the pow, you know what I mean? Like
Definitely.
in old
Yeah,
old comic
definitely.
books, you do like a slap or something, like the
Right.
Batman meme or something. Like it's like, yeah, I love it. Like the little coffee beans are like coming off of the bottom. Like it's really well done. I liked it, and I
Yeah.
completely
You
agree
know
with
what I
you.
would have liked to see on it though, if we were talking about like the typography and the positioning and
Yeah.
the wording.
Mm,
Obviously the wording, yeah, and I get what they were doing because you ran out of space there. It is
sure.
it is a very difficult spot to add like
That's tough,
any
yeah.
typography elements. It would have been cool to see like a bright orange, a poppy orange instead, and
Highlights,
like
yeah, some kinda
yeah, it's
yeah.
like even like just a solid color instead because solid colors are so rich on shirts. So just doing a solid color with that black color in the background would be sick. And then having like some really subtle texture over it besides like that. I don't know what kind of texture that is because I can't see too closely, but
I
it looks
think the
like a
back
paper
one is
texture.
paper, I think, yeah.
Yeah. So it looks like a paper and just having like some sort of subtle grungy texture on top of that would be really cool to make it look like it's worn out. But either way, I mean, they did a great job. So
Yeah, absolutely, and there's elements here that can be extracted to kinda make even, like, a whole brand identity. So I'd love to see this in the future on, like, mocked up, like,
definitely.
the little Mr. Coffee in the bottom left is the cloud, like, boom, there's the part that's on the bag.
Yeah.
You have, like, the hero on the back of the bag or a shirt or whatever. Like, yeah, absolutely, well done here. So let's move on to our second place, which we have as, Coffee Corral. So we have a little bit more of a Western theme here. So
Yeah.
what sticks out here?
Well, what sticks out here is definitely the red and the contrast between the red and the black. It's
Yeah.
great. It's done very good. It's got high contrast, rich color, and again, it's got that very like old school Western poster vibe, like almost like a wanted
Yeah.
poster in a way.
Yeah.
It's got that vibe to it. But I just watched the movie Nope
Okay.
and it was great, and it really reminded me of that initially, just because I just watched that movie. So as soon as I saw it right now, I was thinking Nope. But
Yeah.
obviously, there's no connection there. It's just got a cool look to it. I don't know what else to say. I mean,
Yeah. I
whether it's
mean,
on
it's
a
even
shirt or
got
a poster.
yeah, yeah, it's got the, True Grit there. So it's like kind of like obviously True Grit was a movie, but
Right,
it
right.
could be meaning like, coffee grains and like
Yeah,
grungy. Like it's a good play on words here. And yeah, Wild West flavor. That's nice. I like that as like a tagline. That's pretty cool, right? So
definitely, definitely,
somewhere, out in the Midwest, I might have liked to see like a location underneath. Go ahead,
definitely.
make my brew. Like underneath that, I think you definitely have enough room to put like, Colorado or whatever out in the Midwest or Wild West or whatever.
Yeah.
Um, but
Just even the hierarchy, you got to, when we think of hierarchy, like True Grit and Wild West aren't too far apart from sizing. It actually would have been really cool to have Wild West really big and then True Grit above it. And then the flavor can be somewhere below that instead with the location or something. I've seen coffee
right,
brands do that. I think the hierarchy could have been tweaked a little bit. And the guns
sure,
on, the revolvers on the very bottom are a little repetitive because there's two of them. Those are obviously being nitpicky. Uh, but the horse, it's kind of cool. It's interesting how they did that because the horse is like that tannish color from my perspective. It looks kind of tan. It's kind of hard to tell.
yeah, I
It
think maybe a
really
dark cream or something.
is it like a cream color?
Yeah,
So
it's like
like
it's really dark. Yeah, like really
yeah,
dark cream or
but
something.
it looks good with that yellow, that yellow color in there, orange, whatever that is. Again, it's hard to tell because it's not really big on my screen, but yeah,
Right.
there's some cool play of colors here.
Yeah, and I think I liked, all your comments about hierarchy. I think quite a bit of things could probably be, amended around here if this was going to turn into a full packaging. Just color specifically, I think the outer kind of Victorian frame probably would look better in that cream color, because
That's
the
interesting.
the
Yeah.
orange across that red is like they're already not super close, but they're close enough to where you can see it on the black really nice. But up there in the left and right on that red is kind of tough. I know it's the same color as that like text.
Yeah.
But there's just some tweaking. Like you mentioned the guns. On the left you could have done a boot. On the right you could have done a spur or a whip or
Yeah.
something.
You know
You could
that
add.
orange though, like that orange even with the moon in the background, because I don't know if you see that moon on the left, or it's
Yes.
actually on the right with the that could have even been like an orange color to really pop out those colors
Oh
and
yeah,
different.
right here. Yeah.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then
Yeah.
the coffee corral, you know, I'm not a big fan of like when I work with red, I like to have a really bright color on top of it. If it's especially if it's like a darker red, and like for some reason that tan color, I wish it was like a lighter color, like a lighter tan color, just so it
Mm.
pops more, because it does kind of like it's almost like it's hiding in the shadows a little bit, but it needs to come forward.
Yeah.
But
There's that
but I
color
don't.
cut on it too. Yeah.
Yeah, but you know what? It's weird because like although I have these critiques, I still love it in its own way.
Yeah.
It is cool.
I think like yeah, amongst the package itself, this really you could adapt that form to be nice on the tall coffee package, as well as poster somewhere in the coffee
Definitely.
shop, or you could take certain elements like this, like just the horse and the rider, to be part of your shirt with just coffee corral, or whatever. The horse and the rider would be dope on a tote bag too. Like it'd be cool.
Definitely.
So yeah,
Definitely.
I like that a lot. Nice. Okay, so great job there. So let's go to our first place winner. Man, really, really went all out with this one, I think.
Yeah,
So like
yeah. This
this
one's
is
impressive.
this is a lot going on to dissect. So what do you think makes this like our first place winner? Again, let's go
So,
besides the votes, like
yeah, yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, yo, besides the votes, you know what's weird? When you have so much going on, it's so hard to make things look it's so hard to bring
it is.
clarity to a design that has so much going on. With the colors being similar too, I think they did a phenomenal job with the layout, and I want to give them a lot of credit for that. Like, give me copy on the top left. I don't know about you, but I personally never seen anybody arc their text like that and use it as a background element like that. So
And make
whoever
it
thought of that,
3D, like it's three-dimensional
yeah,
going in.
yeah.
That's kind of wild, yeah.
Isn't it wild? And it just kind of, and like how they added the stroke to, so it doesn't kind of
Doesn't
distract you
distract
from the
you.
Reaper.
Yes.
It's crazy how messy yet clean this design is. I don't know how to explain it. It's
It's a
just,
good way
it's
to
a
put
lot
it, I
going
think.
on.
Yeah.
Yeah, right? It's messy, but it's so clean.
Yeah, you have 2, like, skulls people
Yeah,
there. You have two reapers basically, or like a ghoul, and a reaper
right.
there. And it's like there's so many like different little hidden meanings in there, right? So like the reaper is like reaching for the coffee cup, but then the coffee cup itself kind of symbolizing this
Right,
like
right.
death thing or
Yeah.
whatever. Like, and then there is just so much text here, right? So you have your give me coffee, and then you have the inverted color there, really nicely inverted with or give me death. But then you have this nice subtle message amidst the like more morbidness. You have support your local coffee
I
shop
know, I
underneath
know.
it.
Yeah, you know what? It's cool because it kind of takes you on this little journey. You're like, this is kind of a morbid coffee shirt, but then you see support your
Support
local
your
coffee
yeah,
shops. It is kind of cool. Freshly brewed in San Francisco,
yeah.
California. But I like that they added San Francisco, California. We talked about that
Exactly.
on the last one, so I'm glad they
Yeah.
added that. One thing I wanted to mention, that would have been kind of cool is having that Reaper showing through a little bit more with the scythe, because the scythe is such an important part of a Reaper, right? It
Yeah.
would have been cool to kind of play with that structure a little bit more, but nonetheless, I mean, texture, color, uh, typography elements, hierarchy. I feel like it's pretty solid here.
Yeah, I think they're doing a good job of, filling that shape. That's something that
Yeah,
I've always tried to like continue to work on, still continue to work on to this day. Is if we were to like get the pen out and draw around this entire thing, it really feels that shape. And I just did video with Juna from Detour Shirts that's coming out next Friday. And
Nice.
one of his tips for shirt design is fill the space. So you have his first tips kind of like fill that rectangle of the shirt, right? So use the whole canvas. And then when you're in that rectangle, fill the space. And I think this design does a great job, whether or not
I
it's
agree.
the package
I
or the
agree.
shirt or whatever. And I absolutely love they put the location, because with coffee, I think that's one thing that coffee brands really want you to know. Like even in little
Yeah.
towns here, like Wake Forest or something in the middle
Right.
of North Carolina, like if the coffee shop made it, they're gonna put North Carolina. You know what I mean? They're
It's so important, man, because the origin, where it's roasted, whether they roast them locally or not, it's still important to have it. It's like having a hockey team without their name, like their location. Like we just came from Nashville, so it's like the
right.
Nashville Predators. It's like not putting Nashville on there. Everybody's like, "Where's Predators from?" People want to know where it's from, you know. So
Yeah.
I agree, it's crucial.
Yeah.
One thing I wanted to mention, it was on the tip of my tongue before. We were talking about filling space, and that's what brought this back up in my head. Is you know how they added the stars around the Reaper?
Yes, right here.
Coming out of the coffee. And now, if you visualize that and imagine those gone, that would have actually killed the design. There would have been a lot of negative space right there
Yeah, especially in
if they
between
weren't
these.
there.
Yeah. Yeah,
So
because that coffee cup's not you can see where the coffee cup is pretty far away from the inside of this hand, which is here.
yeah,
But it
there,
works here because it fills the space of
right.
this banner here.
Right, and if those stars weren't there, I call them twinkle stars, by the way, but
Yeah,
if they
twinkles.
weren't there, yeah, a glitter. If they weren't there, I think it would actually hurt the design. It would feel like left balanced more than right balanced, because we got that big coffee bean duo on the bottom left there.
Yes.
Um, it would be the bottom right actually printed, of course, but you know, if those weren't there, it would really kill the design. So I like the fact that they thought about it. Now, one critique I have for the designer, Orange Monkey Art, by the way, good job
Yeah.
on this. But you know, the twinkle stars, if they were, you know, if you look at the top of the scythe, they're kind of touching too closely. His armpit area, it would have been nice to move him up a little bit, get in there a little bit, you know? You know
Yeah,
what I'm
okay. I
saying?
see what I
Just
mean,
a
yeah.
little bit. Make one a little bigger, make one a little smaller, but you know,
Yeah, this right here is
again,
pretty good. I like the, the
yeah,
big. I think
exactly.
we actually have. I think we have some that are individual, but I can't remember if we have one that's the trifecta here. Usually, you'll see like big, medium, small, right? And you'll kind of do
Yeah.
that every once in a while.
My eye automatically goes to the top of the Reaper scythe, and I just want those to be moved up. I don't know why. You know, that's one thing. I keep looking at it, but other than that, I mean, the
Yeah,
coffee
and another
bean.
thing that I think would have been maybe too much is I like the subtlety of the dark beans. I think if the beans had been this bright color, it would have been too much bright tan in the middle of this.
Totally
Like
agree.
I like the that these are dark and it fills the space, and coffee beans. I mean, again, you're doing coffee stuff. You can always throw a coffee bean in somewhere if you want.
Definitely,
But I like that it's dark in the same color that's the hood or the cloak or whatever it is. It's nice
definitely,
because there's some like some symmetry, I guess, between color here in the top and bottom, because the whole bottom would have been tan, but he threw that dark in there and it really brought it together nicely.
definitely. I agree. Definitely a good point.
Yeah, so absolutely amazing job to these three well-deserved rewards, and we have a special winner to give out. But before we jump straight to that winner, I just wanted to scroll through a couple of these other amazing designs and was wondering, are there any as I scroll that like kind of jump out to you that you want to say like, man, good job, or like, here's why I like this one, or this one could be improved. Like, what do you think?
Yeah, like if you go up a little bit more, you know, initially I would say top left and top right, all the way at the ends, and then
Yeah.
slapped in the middle with that red and tan color by I think that's Kai. I can't read
Right
the
here, the coffee
yeah. So
roast with the
that
deer
one's kind of
here.
cool too. You know, I
Yeah,
just like the play, and you know, we have the text kind of, you know, in a circle formation, just arcing around that C. I love that a lot. And then we
yeah,
have that nice monogram in the center with the red. Now the red's a little random because there's no other red in the design,
yeah.
but
It maybe should be this dark brown.
yeah,
Yeah,
I think if you're gonna go with one color, go with one color. Like if Black Forest was red just like that, it would make more sense. But there's no
hmm.
other red.
Or the
That's the only
illustrations,
critique.
maybe. Yeah,
And the illustrations are a little tilted. I would keep them straight. You don't want anything to be off balance because then it's gonna throw the eye off. Like right now, I'm doing this, huh?
Yeah, yeah,
Now that you
okay.
clicked on it, it looked cool from a this. It is still cool, but I'm just saying those little
Yeah.
tweaks can make it
Yeah,
so much
and
better.
always be a little careful with curving capital letters mixed with lowercase.
Yep.
I know this is
Yep.
this is kind of like an all caps, semi caps font, Black River, but I would say this would probably fit with just no uppercase B, no uppercase F. It would be a little bit easier to read.
Great
Um,
point, man. Yeah, like the you have to be really careful with all that stuff. But I mean, even tweaking that would have been so much better. Um, top left, top left, top right, really cool, strong
yeah,
designs. It goes back to what we talked about filling space.
yeah, I got
Detour
the whole
shirts
cut
does
back
a
in here.
yeah, I think that's a great point that Detour shirts made about that. Because you got to think about that when you print it and you have some awkward space going on, it throws the eye off. This one's a little
Yeah,
messy in my opinion, and now that you look at it up close, there's I
there's
think
a
it needed
lot going
some
on.
color.
Yeah, there's a lot going
You know
on.
what it looks like? It looks like it needed to be exploded a little bit, just a little
Mm,
bit. It's so condensed. It's almost
yeah.
like give it a little bit of breathing room.
Yeah, and I know this is like a laurel in the back, right? This
Yeah,
like
yeah,
wreath
I do
thing,
see
but it
that. Yep.
looks like a tire to me. I don't know why. Like, but
Yeah,
when I look at it, I see the cup, but then the cup is hidden by all this stuff, and then I
yeah,
can't really see the cup. But then I look at this and I'm like, I think that's a tire, but it's not.
yeah.
They're like little floral wreaths or something.
It's
Um,
like 75% there for being like a
yeah,
really good design.
and it got a lot of. I mean, it was almost up there, man.
Yeah, it was
That's a
getting
lot of votes.
close.
Um,
Um,
and I like you said the right as well. This one's just, man, you like your skulls, so this one is already like
yeah, that one's cool. Now, I'm not actually a big fan of the skull on the coffee cup because it's too thin to work right there. It's
oh,
not
I
complementing
see.
anything.
That'd be tough to print maybe,
It
yeah.
it looks too placed it looks too clip arty to me, and there's
Hmm.
definitely a cool way to do that, but I definitely think that could have been taken off.
I
It
like
needed
this
to
one
be
down here,
that
yeah.
one's cool, yeah. Dude, you know what? Let's choose a badge too. I have a badge that I just saw on the page.
Okay.
Keep going down. I feel like we need to give some credit to a badge design.
Yeah, let's
That
see.
one on the top, that one on the right there.
This cowboy one here?
Isn't that classic?
Yeah, that's nasty, man.
That's so cool,
That's
man.
nice. I mean, you see that a lot. I mean, I see like, Starbucks has a badge, right? With the
Yeah.
like nautical ship mast lady in the middle with the art text. I mean, it's nice. Like, yeah, cowboy coffee extra
Yeah.
strong. Like that kind of like plays into those. I used to love
Yeah.
watching like old westerns with my dad, and like they always like, the scenes where they're making coffee and it's just like it looks like garbage because right everything's in the same cup and then they like boil it and it's like just got to be so ultra strong coffee, like there's no filtering there.
Yeah, I agree. I agree.
And I love the horse in the back too.
Yeah, dude, you just gotta love badges. I mean, if you think about badges, it's very militarian, right? Like military people have badges all over the place, and that's kind of where badges started is in war. There's kind of like dark history with badges and I'm talking patches in general, by the way. If we were to
Okay,
put this on
yeah,
a patch,
sure, yeah,
but that's the root, right? Just having this like badge formation. It's there's so much history there. So anytime I see that, it instantly captures my attention. But like you said, it's got that Western feel, which is so classic.
yeah.
I don't know why I saw that from a distance and it caught my attention. And then if you go down a little bit more, there's an owl on the logo, and I haven't seen that yet.
An
Done.
owl, let's
Yeah,
see.
right there.
This one?
Yeah.
Okay.
I just wanted to mention two things about this real quick that I like. The owl itself is cool. Obviously, you can't really go wrong with an owl. I have a big owl tattooed on my chest, so instantly a fan of there.
Nice.
But what I really liked that I didn't see in a lot of different places is the playing of just adding a date to when the coffee was roasted, whenever.
Yeah,
It
the
says
established
established
date.
2022.
Yeah, the established
But
date is nice.
it's not just straight. It's not
Yeah, they're
just
stacked. Yeah.
horizontal. They added a vertical element to it. It's
Yeah.
super cool.
Yeah, it's
Um,
really nice.
and the font choice is amazing. I mean, let's be honest. It's great.
Yeah, and it's like it's pretty clever, hide your coffee. That's pretty stay
Yeah.
awake. That's pretty clever, It's got some modern vibes in there, and they've got
Yeah.
this lockup of the ESTD 2022 is nice. It doesn't always
One
have to
thing,
be
yeah.
great.
I was gonna say one thing I would stay away from is adding like a coffee bean next to a typography element,
Right here.
because it throws the eye off. You know, you're reading it and then stays kind of left aligned, and that's kind of throwing me off a little bit. But the coffee
Okay.
bean's cool. It could have been added somewhere else, though, in my opinion.
Yeah, and they have this slight arc going on with Awake.
Yeah,
I might even have just had that flat. It's
straight.
working like this for sure, but I don't even know if it was necessary. You could have just had that as straight. It's kind of making like a little globe, like a little
Yeah,
snow globe.
you're ruining the globe by doing that. It's like either have the globe or don't have the globe.
Yeah, now it kind of looks like a light bulb, sort of. I mean, it's
Yeah, no, you're
cool.
right.
Like this would look cool on so many things. Like,
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's like, you can tell it's like in the dark because like the eyes are like blown out, right? I think those were added. I don't think the owl actually was
No.
like that. But it's cool because it's like, when you look at an animal in the dark and their eyes are just like one color, and you're like, oh my god, that's terrifying.
Yeah, you know
Uh,
what would have been cool? Adding that star to the eyes instead, that
oh,
twinkle
the
star.
star here.
Yeah, instead of doing the circles, because the circles look very placed. It needs texture or something. It's like an outer
Yeah,
glow
for
with
some
noise
reason the
added to
texture
it.
is missing on that. Interesting.
Yeah, because if
Um,
you notice, it's just circles that are placed on the eyes.
hmm.
Now that you
Yeah.
look at it, like when I'm looking at it up close, I can tell. But I don't know why I like that one a lot. Maybe I'm just a
Oh, it's
sucker for
great.
owls.
It also was up there too. I mean, this is great. So Midfamri, I probably butchered that.
Gonna give that a like.
Excellent job.
Great
Yeah,
job.
that's really great. Um, let's see. Do we have any other? Man, this is like classic label right here.
I know that's
Like,
like old label, like Folgers or whatever that brand's called.
yeah, no, that's nice. Really nice and Victorian style there. And there wasn't too terribly many of those, but man,
That Stumptown's good too on the top left.
let's
Keep
see
going
where we
up to
at.
the
Oh
left
yeah,
right
that's
there.
man, that's
Classic,
classic. Like we have so
classic.
many shops here in downtown Raleigh that have this kind of like knockout like boxing ring type ordeal
Yeah,
going on right
dude,
here.
I've never heard anybody say boxing ring, and I just applaud you for that because you're right. It's got that old school Muhammad Ali boxing ring look.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm actually working on a template right now that I did this exact thing, and it's called, knockout ring champion, whatever. And I did this exact thing. So when I saw that, I was like, nice. That's really, really cool. What is it? Title One, or I can't remember. That one of the boxing, the biggest like boxing glove maker or whatever, is their logos like that.
Right.
Um, let's see what else. I mean, there's just so many, and there's so many that stand out. Like I like there this one. There's some things that can be tweaked. This is like so small, but I love how they started with the mascot because we have a bunch of new mascots in Kittl. So it was nice
Yeah.
to see someone use this kind of retro mascot to do something with coffee.
Right.
There's a
That
couple
is
here
cool.
on the left and right here.
Dude, that one on the left is really good, man. Keep
Cool.
going. That I think it's Randy.
Randy, sorry.
Top right there.
This one? Wow,
Yeah.
yeah. Okay, yeah, so
Wow.
this is a remix of one of our
Oh, it's
our
already
designers,
remixed.
Manu, but he did a great job with adapting it to, uh, a coffee theme. Yeah, it's really nice, like, it's
Structure wise, I mean, the bottom
yeah,
text, get up, get coffee, be happy should be
yeah,
bold too.
nice filled space, nice rays behind the coffee cup, good color,
Damn,
like
that one has some good composition to it. I'm talking solid composition.
yeah. Yeah, we love this tombstone shape here.
Yeah,
I love the tombstone shape. It's
classic.
really nice. Let's see. Okay, yeah. So here's another one. It looks like some people use the same mascot, obviously, because they probably searched coffee and everything under the sun comes up in coffee.
Yeah.
But I love this Great Gatsby style font. I know it's not called Great Gatsby.
Yeah,
It's
no,
like
it's got an old movie theater look to it,
it's
old
the
cinema.
20s, like the 20s, 30s theme,
Mhm.
maybe a little later than that, but it's this kind of like Victorian, or not
Yeah,
Victorian, excuse me. It's this retro
yeah,
style.
that's a great shirt design for a coffee shop if they're selling merch inside their shop and they don't wanna be too coffee labely, you know?
Yeah.
I think that's a great shirt to add to the shop.
This
That
one's
one's
clever.
cool.
Peaky Blinders. That's
Yeah,
pretty clever.
that's
I'm a
really good,
I'm a
actually.
major Peaky Blinders fan. Like
Yeah,
I
same.
I, I was just like above Glasgow the other day, and I'm all
Nice.
about I'm all
I'm
about the
huge
Peaky
on,
Blinders.
Gangs of New York. I watched that film so many
Okay,
times,
yeah.
man, and that gives me, like, d different vibes, but, that one deserved a little bit more likes, actually, I'm not gonna lie. That one's
The
really
Peaky
cool.
Grinders?
Yeah,
Yeah.
that one deserved a little bit more love. I like that one. I'm gonna
Toby's
give that a
like,
like.
I love it. Nice. Yeah, we're both big Peaky Blinders fans. But I think it's time for us to award our honorable mention special winner. And we were talking a little bit beforehand, and I believe we have chosen this one again, it does have another skull, but there's more than just the skull as to why this is a special winner. So, Charlie, why is this your special winner?
So this one I believe is a special winner just because of how great the composition is. It's not only easy to read, it's got information about the coffee that the shop's selling. It
Yeah,
could be great as a coaster. It could be great as a shirt design. It could be great as a poster, a sticker, coffee bag label. There's so
a
many
magnet.
uses.
Yeah,
A magnet, exactly. And there's so many use case scenarios that you can print this on, and I love it. It's so adaptable to everything. It is another skull, but in fairness, if we got rid of the skull, it'd still kind of look cool. And you put some like,
yeah,
you
it
know,
would.
what do you call it? Some steam or
Some
something.
steam, yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
some smoke, even smoke or something around it.
yeah.
Yeah, it would look really cool.
Very
Yeah.
antique, very noir. I love it. It's just cool, clean.
Yeah, I love the etched look. I'm a major like vintage etched hatched like person when it comes to drawing and things like that. And I also agree they have that 100%. I still don't know how to pronounce this,
I
Arabica
think it's
or
Arabica or something.
Arabica. Yeah, I
I
mean
think.
that's like the classic, one of the classic places that beans are going to be sourced from. And it says 100%. Another thing for like coffee, I'm not a major coffee enthusiast. I like it a lot, but like to some people, it really matters, like the percent of where the beans are coming from and roasted and all that
Right.
kind of stuff. And then you have on the right, which reflects the label, extra dark roast. I mean, it's
Mhm.
like super dark background with extra dark roast. So this thing is going to be strong. Like
It
these are
gives you that
for
vibe. It's like you're
yeah.
sipping on that darkest coffee you can get. It gives you that. It's like when you buy this, you know what you're getting instantly.
Yeah, the one thing, if I had a critique, is I don't necessarily know if the whole brand is called Hello Darkness, My Old Friend, or if the brand is just called Hello Darkness. So it's really wonderful as an entity as a whole, but yeah, I don't like if you were to explore this and take it further. Um, maybe just seeing it in a different lockup of like what the actual shop, I guess, what the name of the shop is. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
definitely. Yeah, definitely. You're right. It's a little confusing on if it's a name or not. I think that would also probably go back to what the shop sign says outside of their store if they're selling this. If you're pretending like this is going in a coffee shop, if their name says Hello Darkness My Old Friend on the outside, it makes sense. But if they walk in, they might get a little confused on who this belongs to, or if it's some generic print they sell in their shop.
Yeah, or this might, and and to give credit to Paul here again, he may be a coffee enthusiast. This might just be one like flavor, one bag that this
Yeah.
coffee company or
Yeah.
coffee shop sells. So
Good point.
maybe the logo is actually something else somewhere else on the bag or package, and this is like the gosh, what's it called? The strength or whatever. This is like
Yeah.
one of the subsets. So maybe they have another one that's like hello brightness, my or whatever.
Right.
Like
That's
they just
yeah,
have like
you might even be onto something there, man. Hello,
yeah, like
brightness, my old friend.
yeah, like you have other like subsets of types of coffee that are made by this one coffee shop or this one coffee brand. So either way, Paul, fantastic job.
Definitely,
Um,
Paul. Good job.
we're going to give you 6 months of pro that you won't have to worry about. So that's an extra 6 months of pro subscription. Um, so absolutely kudos to you and kudos to like just everybody. There's just so many and they're so intricate. Like this one's awesome with like they made use of the really cool sign.
Oh
It's
gosh,
like
the old
diner
school
coffee.
diner
And
sign.
they've got, you
Yes.
could see what this is like if you had a little post on outside.
Yes.
Like it's just, there's so many. Oh man, there's just so many. Like this one was super cool. Like
Huh.
there's just a ton.
Yeah.
So everyone watching, absolutely phenomenal job. Don't forget to go to the actual challenges page. We have the next one, the inspirational quote challenge, and we have more collaborators doing more challenges in the coming weeks. Of course, in the future, Charlie will do another one. Of course, we'll just always be updating the challenges. So if you didn't win this round, that's okay. You can enter as many challenges as you want to. So always go back, check it. Um, Charlie, thanks so much for hanging out with me and checking out these designs. Is there anything that you want to speak on, say, let anybody know stuff that's going on with you, or you have anything coming up, or just about YouTube or whatever. I give you the full, full authority. Whatever you got to say, man, go for it.
No, I want to say what you just said, to piggyback off of what you just said. I want to say congratulations to the winners, honorable mention as well. Did an amazing job. And, it takes a lot of guts to put yourself out there in the design
Yeah.
world and let people critique you and enter a challenge, not knowing if you're going to win, and
Yeah.
regardless if you're not a winner today. Drew just mentioned something that's amazing. You have so many opportunities to enter more challenges. And I think that's why Kittl is such an amazing platform. It's unique, it's easy to enter, and they give you all the tools to be creative, and it takes away the headache of creating, and it just lets you just be you. So I just want to say congratulations to everybody, even if you didn't win, on submitting, because that took a lot of guts to do.
Yeah.
And I say keep going, keep teaching yourself, keep designing, and shout out to even Detour Shirts for doing what he does over there too, because it's amazing to have all these communities that we're building together.
Yeah.
So yeah, I want to
Absolutely.
thank you too, Drew, for having me. I mean,
Yeah.
this was an incredible opportunity. So
Yeah, absolutely. You're most welcome. And again, everybody, check out the description. Make sure you're following Charley on YouTube, especially like mad knowledge, especially a lot of tips in the merch world that you're going to get a lot of value from. Of course, we're always collabing, doing more things. Of course, don't forget to subscribe to Kittl if this is your first experience meeting the both of us. We're happy that you're here. I hope that you're getting in Kittl and liking it a lot. Let us know in the comments if there's something specific you want to see. And yeah, thank you all for watching, and we will see you in the next one.
see you later.